Yo, what's up? This is the Pro. Yo, check this out, man. Um, this is in response to the whole thing concerning, you know, the recent words that have been tweeted out lately by Roseanne Barr. Remember, if y'all go back and look at uh, what I said before concerning the new Roseanne, show reboot. I was saying that it once was uh a cool show back in the 80s that everybody used to like to watch. And everybody was I've heard people say, well, I like Roseanne. I liked it even back then because they would attack issues and they would talk about things, you know, uh that everyday people would talk about and uh, you know, um and like, blue collar, middle class America, the problems that they uh, would address as far as like the economy and, you know, um, just dealing with issues and thoughts that everyday working class people were going through and having and discussing and stuff. Yeah, but see, back in the day, back then in the 80s, it was like more so like, yeah, common regular type things and uh known, notable, understandable type of um, subject matters and topics that were being discussed and uh, that people were dealing with. Like, yeah, talking about the economy. Yeah, people got to eat. People got to make money. People got to work. Yeah. And how, the jobs were leaving America, going overseas and things of that nature. Uh, maybe they were dealing with topics, maybe like age discrimination, stuff like that. People being forced out of the workplace because of their age, hiring, uh, younger people or hiring, uh, uh, um, and maybe so like the immigration type thing, like bringing, people from different countries and over and stuff like that, and looking at how the jobs are being, doled out, where there's some form of discrepancy being used pertaining to meeting quotas to not look like uh, uh, races outside of white were being alienated from the job force. So, people had to look a certain way and stuff. So you had to hire so many people of different ethnicities, backgrounds, gender, whatever, things that, yeah, but I mean, that was just, yeah, of course, that was everyday type of stuff. I mean, that's not going to really bother people that type of stuff, was being discussed. But now when you start like, pushing the bar and you start saying, okay, let's go from that. Let's start talking about religion. Let's start talking about sexual orientation. Let's start talking about um, interracial marriage and interracial children, and in a sense, like a lot of topics like that once upon a time was considered taboo. Almost to really delve into deeply, for fear of upsetting somebody or someone, you know, they used to be very, or politics, are very careful about uh, certain topics, because certain topics you talk about, and that just sets people the hell off, almost to where like these be the kind of topics you can try to discuss them, but these topics can turn into a fight, those type of subject matters and stuff like that. You have to be careful in a sense. You got freedom of speech, but then I remember Ice T had a song where he would be saying, freedom of speech. Yeah, better watch what you say. Because the simple fact is, you can say whatever, but then what's going to come back at you from you saying whatever? See, that's what people got to always remember when they get to talking about freedom of speech, freedom of speech. Yes, but it's still just as well as you have the freedom to speak and say what you say, people will feel like, okay, and now I have the freedom to respond to it how I choose to, you know. So that's the whole thing. Like when you go into stuff, you have to be careful. Just make sure that you have the full understanding that when you say things and do certain things, are you ready for whatever might come back at you, you know? And it's like you start giving certain people carte blanche to feel that they can say and do whatever they want to. Hey man, you know, from that feeling, if they feel that way, they might take it upon themselves to say, hey, let me go and express myself and say and do, yo, you know, how I feel. You know, sometimes you give an inch, like they say, a person take a foot, give them a foot, they take a yard, give them a yard, they take a mile. You know, I mean, that was the whole thing with Jamel Hill and the stuff that she was saying on ESPN. You know, it's this black woman who got, you know, besides herself. You know, people start thinking sometime when they have certain power, man, they take that power or role that they're playing out of context and they start thinking that, man, maybe I can do this, maybe I can do that, or whatever. It's just like a person might be like, okay, just because somebody might let you make fun of them or something like that, you know, they let you supposedly make them the butt of your jokes and they might just go along with it. Okay, he trying to be funny. But then you turn around and then you say, okay, now I'm gonna make a joke about your mom or your dad or some other family member, and then that person might be like, wait a minute, hold on, wait a minute, you're going too damn far now. Wait a minute, what the, you know, you might talk about me and call me whatever, but wait a minute, what the hell? Wait a minute, you don't talk about my mom, you don't talk about my dad, or you don't talk about my kids, you know. Um, or it could be any damn relative, you know, because you don't know what the relationship is with that person, whoever family member you might be talking to. You know, a lot of people always like to say mom and kids are always supposed to be, you know, off the table. Uh, but you know, I could use that for another topic another day because as sure as a damn shit, like when you say that, that means that men ain't worth shit, you know. And then what if you disrespect my uncle and me and him have a real close relationship? I'm not gonna want you talking about my uncle either. Or what about my aunt? Or what about my cousin? So, see how that's another way in society that we have problems and complications because we specify certain people, certain groups, and we say, oh, they should be given like some kind of special privilege that all the rest of us are not given. Of course, that's gonna bring envy, jealousy. People are not gonna feel like that's right. You know, it's not fair. And I know life isn't fair, but you know, people feel like in some cases things should be. You know, life might not be fair, but in some there should be some fairness. That's how people look at it, you know. But when you go about like just allowing um, people to do whatever, let whatever fly, no rules, no regulations, this is what happened. So when they uh talk about the dude, Aleister Crowley, and how he had that came with that theory or whatever it was based off of that book, a book or something like that, where the quote uh, "Do as thou wilt" uh, resonates or come from that that type of mindset, that was pushed or some people push maybe, for people to do, or act upon, just do whatever. There ain't no damn do whatever. But that whole mindset, that mentality is what's messing up society. You start letting people think like, oh, you have the power to do whatever. Okay, you're hearing stories about things going on that you never heard before. You know, men going into the bathroom and using the urinals and got men walking by, patting them on the ass while they're using the bathroom. And then you can't really do nothing because you're in the process of peeing. So the dude touch you on the ass and walk out the bathroom, By the time you like, oh, wait a minute, hold on, what the, let me finish. I'm gonna beat the hell out of whoever. But by the time you fucking, man, the dude out the bathroom, he done gone. You walk, everybody looking at you like you looking like you crazy or something. Wondering, I don't know, the lobby area or wherever you at, like what the hell is that dude? What you gonna say? Like somebody say, sir, is there a problem? Can I help? Yeah, some guy just touched me on the ass, and I'm looking. What the fuck? Little guy just touched but we shouldn't be in a society where that's going on. But see, but by you people, you liberal people who want to just let everybody have free will, that's the confusion and everything that's causing. So um, man, there's much more that you can touch on than that. I'm telling you, man. There's a lot of stories out there, man. Like y'all letting people just do whatever, say whatever, live whatever lives they want to. They they're taking that as they've been given some kind of power, and now they feel they have the authority now or the leniency to do whatever, and that's what do what thou wilt basically births into society. It breathes life into not being orderly, and bringing more chaos and more confusion and stuff. So, the premise of letting everybody just do whatever the hell they want to without any rules and regulations or order or anything like that. So looks like that's something that spawned from evil.